From the studios, it is Euroyard, and today we want to ask the question that is perhaps on the minds of a few people out there in the Eurovision bubble. Can Finland win Eurovision in 2026? So you may know that Finland recently selected their entry for the 2026 Eurovision Song Contest. They have their national final. We would call it UMK. They have it every year. It's usually a pretty good show. I think it was a very good show this year. And the song that won, it's called Liekinheitin by Linda Lampenius and Pete Parkkinen. That song had very big visuals. It had vocals, it had the violin, it had the over-the-top staging. So it checked a lot of boxes for people. But people are wondering, some people anyway, they are wondering if Finland can actually win Eurovision this year. So let's take you back. Finland has only won the Eurovision Song Contest once. That, of course, was with Lordi, Hard Rock Hallelujah, back in 2006. So it has been 20 years now since the last time Finland won the Eurovision Song Contest. Of course, that was the only time Finland has ever won the Eurovision Song Contest. In fact, as a bit of a student of Eurovision history, I would say that since Finland joined the contest in the early 1960s, they have had a number of good entries in that 45-year stretch between when they started and then when they won with Lordi. However, I feel like even if they had a good song, it just wasn't going to get the recognition that it deserved. Finland, for many decades, I think, in my opinion, was overlooked. Even when they had something good to send to the contest. That all changed in 2006. The Finnish seemed to really find their lane after Lordi's success. We know what Finland is good at. They're good at rock. They're good at metal. They're good at bangers. That's what they're good at. This one that they got, it's not quite like that, but it definitely captures your attention. And if you feel like in the last 5 years or so that Finland's been doing well at Eurovision, I would say that generally you've been correct. So, 2021, Blind Channel, Dark Side, they came in 6th. Then 2022, The Rasmus, they came in 21st, although that was a pretty good song, I think. Then obviously, you all remember Karia 2023 came in 2nd, and I think if anyone but Loreen was there, Karia probably would have won. Then in 2024, Windows 95 Man comes in 19th. And then my great disappointment, Erika Vikman only came in 11th. She definitely had one of my favorite songs last year. So Finland has had a couple of top 10s. They had a near top 10 last year. Came just a hair away from 3 top 10s in 5 years. So Finland has been establishing some consistency. So you have to wonder if the big one is coming and they finally get that push to get back to the top, that final push to finally win another contest for the first time in 20 years. Now, when it comes to this song's chances, Liekinheitin, of winning Eurovision, remember I just did a video, which you can find on our YouTube channel at The Euroyard. You don't always want to trust the betting odds that they have because in the last couple of contests, they were wrong. And in some national finals, they have been inaccurate as well. They're not usually that far off in terms of placement, but you can't always trust the fact that, for example, Finland is number 1 in the odds as of the day we recorded this, which is the truth. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win, because the odds can change between now and then, and frankly, we haven't seen it on stage yet in Vienna, but we did see it on stage in Tampere, and it was quite good, I think. So with that said, about the odds, which you can't always trust as being 100% gospel accurate, I do think genuinely that at this point we know most of the songs. We've heard most of the songs at this point. I do genuinely think this is one of the best songs in the contest this year. I'm not sure we're heading for a great year overall. Once all the songs are out, I will probably have more to say about that in particular. But as of right now, this isn't to me like the last couple of years where I felt like, I'm not sure there was a great song, but there were a number of good songs. There was plenty to choose from. I'm not quite sure I have that same feeling about this year, even knowing the majority of the songs that are taking part at this point. But one of the reasons that I think Finland does genuinely have a chance is that it's kind of the complete package. It had the vocals, it had the composition, it had the beautiful violin that Linda Lampenius was playing, and the visuals that they were able to pull off, the staging was quite good. So when you're checking all of those boxes, you definitely have a shot. There are other countries that I think also genuinely have a shot. Like, for example, off the top of my head, Denmark. I think Denmark has a really complete package in terms of a performance, and I think that song's going to do very well. But Finland's right up there with them. I think this Finnish song is going to catch people's attention. I think it has the potential, unlike some other songs that you're going to see and hear over the next few weeks and months. I think this song does have potential to appeal both to juries and televoters. I mean, you saw what it did in Finland. It got almost 500 points on the televote, which the next closest one was like 100. I don't think it was quite 100, but it was a very, very sizable margin. It was a bigger landslide than even Karja won in back in 2023. So I really do think Finland is going to keep up with the top songs in this contest. I think they check all the boxes. I think this song is good enough, if nothing else, to finish in the top 5. No pun intended, finish in the top 5, which would give them their third top 10 in the last 6 years if they're able to do that. I think this song can go all the way. I can't obviously promise today that it will go all the way, but I definitely think the potential is there for Finland to, if nothing else, come in the top 5 in this contest, if not win it. I really do think they have as good of a chance as anybody else at this point, because this is as complete of a package, of a song, of a performance, as you will see from any country that's in the contest this year. So for more on 2026 and Finland, why not? Euroyard, like and subscribe. Follow us on social media. We'll see you soon.